One thing that I have to make sure that you're a pro at is understanding how the grid view works in an ATS. Every company uses an applicant tracking system, and the HR talent acquisition folks screen through resumes in what's called a grid view. You have to hack the grid view. Let me show it to you, right? I'm on my website. Let's go to search jobs here. And let's say that I'm going to apply to the senior marketing campaign manager job, right? When I fill out this form and upload my resume, it's going to go into the applicant tracking system, and we can look at all the people who have applied, right? So whenever I'm going to view the applicants, it's called the grid view, right? Now, the parsing technology is going to do its best to pull some key items off your resume and populate that into the columns in the grid view. The ones that I focus on are current title, current company, and location. I screen more applicants out just for these three items than anything else, right? So if I'm looking for a digital marketing manager and I've got a list of 1,000 applicants here, which HR departments are kind of facing these days, on top of having, maybe 10 to 15 job orders they're working on at once, you're looking for ways to find the top 20 to 30 candidates as fast as humanly possible before your next meeting. So one way I can do that is just mass disqualify people for having a mismatched job title, right? If you are not in marketing and if your job title does not match the role I'm looking for, then boom, I can just mass disqualify everyone who doesn't match what I'm looking for based on this title or based on the industry or based on the location. And I don't even need to look at your resume. How awful would it be if I had to look at each resume individually, right? I can just go by the grid view and eliminate 70, maybe 80% of applicants just because of a job title mismatch. I could be looking for a certain industry background. So the most recent company that you worked at is going to populate in this box. If it's some completely different industry than I'm in, if it's not relevant at all, then I might disqualify you for that. And a lot of companies are returning to office now. There's some big time return to office mandates. Even if the job's remote, there's still a strong chance you've got to be in their time zone, or you might have to be within 3 hours of the office or in the same city, but still remote. You never really know with these jobs these days. So you might be eliminated in the grid view just because your location is off, right? So let's look at the resume template and why I engineer it the way that I do. One of the ways that we try to hack the grid view is to give the parsing technology two places right up top where it cannot possibly get your most recent job title wrong, right? So we're going to put that right underneath your name, and we're also going to kick off the summary section of your resume with this job title. Now, as long as you're within the same skill set family, then just adjust your title to match the role that you applied to. Just match it exactly, just to eliminate all possibilities that it might be off, right? As long as it's within the same family of job titles. You can't just make stuff up here. You can't just become something you're not out of thin air, right? But if it's a software engineer job and you're a back-end engineer or an API developer, then you can just switch it to software engineer, or you can just switch it to full stack engineer if that's what the company's looking for, right? Same thing with marketing. Maybe you're a demand generation manager at your last company, but this company's advertising their role as a digital marketing manager. Just use digital marketing manager. It's like the same thing, right? We're just going to make sure the right title parses into the box so the HR person actually looks at your resume. We've got to get people to look at your resume. If they don't look at it, if you get rejected in the grid view, it's over. You're done, right? First, they've got to review your resume, and that's going to rely on the grid view. So hack this thing with me. Always put your title right underneath your name and to kick off your summary section. Hope that was helpful. Cheers.